What's up, Digidestined of the Montiverse? Today is August 1st, and that means today is Digimon Day.
Today's August 1st, the same day we landed at DigiWorld.
Yes, that's right, Digimon Day, the day that we celebrate the franchise known as Digimon. I was a huge fan of Digimon Adventure growing up. I've watched every episode of Adventure and Adventure 02. When I was younger, I watched Digimon Tri, I watched Last Evolution Kizuna. I'm excited for the new Digimon 02 movie that's coming out. Yes, Digimon was a big part of my childhood, and it has followed me as I've grown during the years. And to commemorate this special day, I wanted to make a special video for the channel, counting down my top 5 favorite moments of the franchise so far. Yes, that's right, my top 5 moments of the franchise. That includes the original Digimon Adventure, that includes 02, that includes the reboot, and that includes all of the movies. So fair warning, guys, if you haven't seen Last Evolution, or maybe you aren't caught up with the reboot yet, there may be some spoilers in here for you, but if not, join me as we count down, starting with number 5. This was it. Watching the show growing up, this moment seemed huge as we have the Digidestined children going up against Devimon, basically the Digimon devil, who was responsible for corrupting Digimon with his black gears and threatening the digital world. He was at this point the big boss and essentially the reason the children were sent to the digital world in the first place. The entire group digivolves their partners to champion level, minus Patamon, who was unable to reach that level yet. And this was the first time we had seen all of the partner Digimon digivolve to their highest level together. And it let us know how serious this situation was. We then watched as they failed to even put a dent into Devimon as he brushed off every attack and swatted them away like flies. The max power of our heroes did nothing. When all hope was lost, Devimon attacks TK, who was the youngest of the children, and Patamon, the smallest of the Digimon partners, jumps in the way to save him. Then came a miracle. After multiple teases and attempts over the season, Patamon finally digivolved, and Angemon was born. He sacrificed his life to defeat Devimon, but promised TK he would return, and he did, in the form of a Digi-Egg placed at the child's feet. This moment was powerful because the writing team did such an amazing job at building up the moment of Patamon's first evolution, while also putting the Digidestined and us as the viewers in such a hopeless and dire place right before then as well. I watched with joy as the heroes triumphed, but it was bittersweet as we lost Angemon in the process, a moment that was heavy on me at such a young age. While Patamon would return, you couldn't help but feel for TK, and that is why this moment is so great. Okay. Number 4 may be cheating, putting a whole episode on the list. But this episode is something entirely different than we had gotten up until this point in the series. After digivolving to Metal Greymon and destroying Etamon, Tai and Agumon are sucked through a wormhole back to Tai's home in Heightened View Terrace. This episode marks our first time back in the real world since the first episode and introduces us to Tai's sister Kari, who we later learn is actually the 8th Digidestined child. It's in this episode that we learn how time moves quicker in the digital world than the human one, as barely any time has passed since the children have been gone. This episode also serves as an interesting look into Tai's personal life, as we feel the weight of the sacrifices he and the other Digidestined are making in order to save the digital world, which include being away from the people they love. The animation in this episode is completely different to the rest of the series, as it is the same style as that of the Digimon movies. Mamoru Hosoda, the same person who animated the original Digimon short, returned to animate this episode, and it works amazingly well because of its ties to the original Digimon short. The episode feels cinematic, and as a kid, the shift in look and desaturation of the colors made it feel like a more serious episode. Speaking of the movies, my next choice is from a piece of Digimon Adventure media I love, which is the short film Our War Game. And that moment is the first appearance of Omnimon, the fusion of Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon. In the film, our heroes are battling an evil virus Digimon named Diaboromon inside the internet. Yes, I said inside the internet. During the climax, Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon, the 2 ace Digimon of the Digidestined, get absolutely wrecked by the evil Virusmon. But when all hope seems lost, the power of love and friendship and anime allows Tai and Matt to enter the internet. Yes, I said entered the internet, to lend their support to their partners. Just then, the two Digimon find the strength to merge, creating Omnimon, a badass mon with a sword on one arm and a giant cannon on the other. He stops Diaboromon just in time to stop a nuke from hitting Tai's house. Oh, did I forget to mention the internet Digimon launched a nuke at the home of a preteen? This moment always stands out because of how amazing this movie is. Mamoru Hosoda really elevates everything, and this moment is such a big win for the team and got me so hyped up watching it for the first time. With how great the emotional moments are in Digimon, I wanted a moment on here that represented how strong and entertaining the action can be, and this is my favorite of those moments. One of the best moments of Digimon Adventure 02, and quite possibly one of the most powerful moments in all of Digimon, has to be Wormmon's sacrifice in the episode The Crest of Kindness. At this point in Adventure 02, our team of DigiDestined have been battling the evil Digimon Emperor, who we find out is their classmate Ken Ichijoji. We see Ken as the Emperor harm and torture Digimon with a loyal servant, Wormmon, at his side. We later learn that the reason Ken is acting out is because he's trying to process the death of his older brother, who died in front of him, but his actions as the Digimon Emperor are cruel and nearly unforgivable. Eventually, he becomes colder and more distant from Wormmon when he creates the monstrosity Chimeramon. He even begins to whip Wormmon and physically abuse him. During the climactic battle against the 02 DigiDestined, Wormmon sacrifices himself to help the kids defeat Chimeramon, and in doing so help Ken. Wormmon tells Ken he knows the real him. He knows that he has kindness inside of him. And we learn that Ken was supposed to be a DigiDestined, and that Wormmon was his partner. After the battle, Ken has a mental breakdown as he finally realizes what he has done during his time as the Digimon Emperor. Wormmon dies, but not before the Crest of Kindness appears and chooses Ken. Ken has to sit there in the realization of his actions, watching his best friend die, just like his brother, while he is being told he is the symbol of kindness. One of the darkest moments of the series, that begins Ken's journey to redemption and reuniting with a reincarnated Wormmon. 02 may not be everyone's favorite, but there was no denying the haunting irony this scene had on me, and how it helped to define one of the series' best characters. This moment will always be in my head, and it will be the turning point of Ken, who I really grew to love as a character, and who the writers did a great job of evolving and earning redemption as the series moved forward. My favorite moment in Digimon Adventure, by far, is Tai and Matt's final moments with their partner Digimon from Last Evolution. Realistically, it's just the end of Last Evolution, I would say. To me, Digimon has always represented growth in life. The original series was my childhood, Tri was my teens, and Last Evolution is adulthood. Part of being an adult is finding your place in the world and having to let go of things, even the things you love. And even if you're not ready to say goodbye, things this movie covers very well. Part nostalgic adventure and part emotional roller coaster, Last Evolution is one of my favorite movies of all time, and a movie I hold very close to my heart. The reason I chose the goodbye scene is because it resonated with me at the time as more than just a fan of the franchise. When the dub of this movie was released, I was in the process of losing someone I loved to cancer. And like Tai and Matt, I felt helpless to my circumstance. All I could do was be there, let myself grieve, and try to accept the loss. Seeing Tai and Matt break down, it just spoke to me in a lot of ways. I understood that pain. While the end may appear dark, the final words of the film are spoken in confident unison by the two leads. I will see you again. That glimmer of hope is what we as people hold on to. That one day we will be reunited with what we lost in one way or another. The reason I'm being so open is because I want people to realize that this is the strength of this franchise. Its ability to weave complex emotions and real-life circumstances into the narratives of the DigiDestined. While Digimon Adventure may not be the biggest anime franchise ever, it has a loyal fanbase that will continue to grow with these characters to the next adventure. That's it, DigiDestined. Those are my top 5 Digimon Adventure moments. If you want more Digimon content on the channel, make sure to give this video a mega level like and comment down below your favorite moments from Digimon. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all the latest content. Until next time, guys, stay versed.